Case number 101. This is Dr. Christian Gonzalez, head researcher of anomalous entities for the Paranormal Investigations Bureau. It is March 1st, 2022, with the time at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. State your name and field for the record.
Dr. Jax Morales, head assistant of Dr. Chris Gonzalez, and head researcher of Anomalous Space. For dummies, Anomalous Space is, how do I put it, places in the physical world that you would normally find in a fever dream or a bad LSD trip. Once our team finds these places, it's our job to find out how to navigate and, if possible, contain these places before the public finds them. As if that's the least of our problems these days. My specialty is a certain plane of existence known as liminal space. By textbook definition, liminal space is the distance between destinations that one isn't normally comfortable sitting in for a long period of time. An empty hallway or a quiet suburban street, for example.
I see. I've dabbled in the study of liminal space myself. Different planes of reality, but they all share one common theme. No human being has been found in this realm as of yet, and the feeling of isolation is enough to make any average person go crazy.
Then I'm sure you know how fantastically mysterious it can be. The thought of wanting to get lost in there is almost too convincing.
Almost. I know all too well the dangers of letting curiosity get the best of you. According to your report, one of our researchers fell into what we call the back room. Forgive me, but this isn't really my area of expertise. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, sure. The back room is part of the liminal space. We've managed to isolate that specific part of the dimension several months ago after running numerous trips in and out of liminal space. Though every trip, the back room always appears before our teams. And each time, the feeling of being watched shows itself more than the dimension does as a whole.
Tell me more about the back room. What it looks like, what it contains, anything of value.
It takes the form of, well, a back room. Normally, it's an old department store. We haven't seen anything different.
So, like a Walmart?
Exactly. It copies everything down to the last detail. The soft buzzing of the fluorescent lights, the high shelves, you know what I mean. As if something took a piece of our world and tweaked it a bit to make this, I don't know, a rat maze or something.
The medical report attached to yours states that the researcher in question was put into a medically induced coma due to extensive injuries. Multiple lacerations on his chest, face, and backside, a fractured jaw, his left orbital bone was broken along with his hands, right arm, and both of his kneecaps.
I saw what happened, but I only wrote my report on the back room. That's my job. Dr. Steinfeld handles the medical stuff.
What happened in there?
It might be best if we start from the beginning.
Well, I don't exactly have plans tonight.
Keep in mind, we were only monitoring him through his headset. We had some wannabe hotshot on the team tonight. I guess our bosses wanted to give the newbies a taste of the real world, huh? Anyways, we just finished a supervised trip through the back rooms. It's not the first time we've done it. It was supposed to be completely routine, but of course,
something goes wrong.
Somehow the poor kid got trapped inside the back room, and we had to guide him out using the headset and the layout we drew up from the last time. It was relatively simple, too. Left, then right, then left, and then right again.
Like that one case we did where a few drivers used that formula to cross into another dimension.
Exactly like that. It was supposed to be easy, but there was this being in the room with him.
Can you describe the entity he saw through the headset?
From what I can remember, it was so tall we almost couldn't fit its image into the frame. It was also white, but not like Dr. Cross. It was a chalky white.
Like it was burned?
More like it had rolled around in ashes. Anyways, once the kid saw it, he ran for his life through the maze, to the point where it was hopeless to guide him back. The entity caught up with him and did all of that to him. And the last thing I saw on the monitor was its red eyes before it threw the kid out of the maze.
Wait, hold on. It threw him out? It didn't bring him back to the start point or anything, it just threw him?
Yeah, we just saw his mangled body get thrown out in the blink of an eye. It wasn't through an entrance point or an exit point. It was out of nowhere. It was scary as hell.
Interesting.
Is he gonna be okay?
He's with the best. Will he be okay in the long run? I'm not sure, but if I were him, I'd be grateful to be alive.
What about the thing in the back rooms? Unidentified entities is your specialty?
Depending on where you are in the liminal space, you will run into certain beings. While there have been stories from survivors about benign entities, my team hasn't found any. Even with the survivors being used as guides. The entity you saw bore a resemblance to one called a Skycrawler, a being of seemingly omnipotent power that can do exactly what you described, but I'll have to review the tape myself to know more. I also advise that you postpone any further tests in the back rooms until my team does their own investigation. Whatever's in there clearly doesn't like visitors, and we can't afford to lose people without knowing exactly what we're getting into.
You're the boss.
Only in the field. We all work for someone.